Saladin, also known as Salah ad-Din Yusuf ibn Ayyub, was a prominent Muslim military leader and statesman during the 12th century. He is best known for his role in the recapture of Jerusalem from the Crusaders. Here is an overview of how Saladin conquered Jerusalem. Battle of Hattin, July 4, 1187. This battle is considered a turning point in the history of the Crusades. Saladin's forces decisively defeated the Crusader army led by King Guy of Jerusalem. The battle took place near the Horns of Hattin in northern Palestine. This defeat led to the capture of Jerusalem by Saladin and the end of Crusader control over the Holy Land. Siege of Jerusalem, September 20 to October 2, 1187. After the victory at the Battle of Hattin, Saladin moved to lay siege to Jerusalem. The Crusaders fortified and well defended the city, but the defeat at Hattin severely weakened it. After weeks of siege, the city eventually fell, and its defenders were slaughtered. Saladin then occupied the town and claimed it for Islam. Cutting off supplies, Saladin's forces effectively cut off supply routes to the city, weakening the defenders' resolve. They also engaged in various tactics to undermine the morale of the Crusaders inside the town. These included the siege engines, using catapults and mangonels, and burning the city walls. They also cut off the water supply to the city, forcing the Crusaders to rely on cisterns and wells for water. Negotiations. As the siege progressed, Saladin offered generous surrender terms to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. He promised safe passage and protection to those who wished to leave the city and the release of Christian prisoners. Negotiations occurred between Balian of Ibelin, a prominent Crusader knight, and Saladin. In the end, the citizens of Jerusalem agreed to the terms and surrendered the city to Saladin. The Crusaders were allowed to leave safely, and the Christian prisoners were freed. Surrender of Jerusalem, October 2, 1187. With the situation inside the city becoming increasingly dire, Balian of Ibelin negotiated the terms of surrender with Saladin. The inhabitants were given the choice to pay a ransom for their release or to convert to Islam. Many chose to pay the ransom, while others, including the military defenders, were taken as prisoners. The captured defenders were marched to nearby Acre, where they were executed. The city was then looted and occupied by Saladin's forces. Respect for religious sites. Saladin, known for his chivalry and respect for religious diversity, allowed Christians and Jews to practice their faith freely in Jerusalem. He did not desecrate sacred sites. He also allowed the construction of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, now Islam's third holiest site. He also qualified for the construction of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is the site of the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Saladin's capture of Jerusalem marked the end of nearly 90 years of Crusader rule in the city. His victory was celebrated throughout the Muslim world and is still remembered as a significant event in Islamic history. It also led to the European powers' launch of the Third Crusade, including Richard the Lionheart of England and Philip II of France, to reclaim the city. The Third Crusade was ultimately unsuccessful, and Jerusalem remained in Muslim hands until 1917. Saladin's victory symbolizes Muslim strength and resilience in the face of European aggression.